Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's me, Professor Nami, the realtxunamii, back with another video. It's been a few days now. I haven't been on here since Friday. It was a Tuesday. I apologize for yesterday. I had a lot to do. I had a lot on my plate. But I'm back and better. So, again, if you use the channel, give this video a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up. Yeah, we're going to get into it today. Before we get started, let's recap. On Thursday, we spoke about Queen Nefertiti's reign and everything she did with her husband, her kids, everything like that. And the misconceptions about who she was as a queen slash pharaoh. And I want to touch base on karma. Karma. A lot of people don't like the word karma because they know what's coming for their acts. What you put out in this world, you will get back. What goes around, no, what goes around comes around. That's the same. It's like a recycle bin. You see a recycle bin that goes in a circle and it goes around, 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 around. That is karma. What you put out, you shall receive. What happens or the pain you put to someone else, eventually that pain will come back to you. It's a cycle. A circle goes around and around and around. That is karma. Let me put this in there. Make up. All right. Today we're going to be talking about SMENKHKAURE, Nefertiti, Queen Nefertiti's side piece, and the person that murdered her. There's a lot of discrepancies about who SMENKHKAURE is, how he became royal. He only reigned for 1 year, and that was after Queen Nefertiti's disappearance with her Cashapp and his wife, Nami, took the throne away from him. And then he disappeared, all his stuff was, he had like 2 or 3 statues. Everything was taken from this man. So we're going to get into why everything was taken from this man and how everything worked out. And fans outside. Speaking of my fans, I posted a video today and I didn't mean any harm by it. I didn't really mean any type of harm by it at all. I was just saying, I was in Starbucks earlier and I saw this man basically pandering to his boss, basically laughing at everything he said. It was so fake and so performed, and I can tell that that's not his true personality. He was just acting like that to get in the door, if that makes sense. And I made a video, and I'm like, it's so exhausting pretending to be smarter than you're not, you know, especially in these work settings, social settings, community settings, to pretend to be something that you're not in order to receive benefits and all these different things. And my haters commented, oh, that's why you're doing this, like that. First thing people say about me is, look at me. I'm not ugly. I'm a nice body. You can't call me all the things. The only thing they can talk about is my leave. And I don't even use explaining why I do what I do. Even though I possibly should have never said shit, because honestly, it's nobody's fucking business. But I always want to set the record straight and actually talk about the experiences I've been through as a playing with this chair. So, basically, they commented, oh, you're trying to be something and not triggered because they perform. The most narcissistic, insecure people perform the worst. I'm looking at this people just me and it's dirt, yeah, that's weird. I'm just disgusted. This is not my hammer. But we're going to go top. Stay on top. SMENKHKAURE. Peace. Say SMENKHKAURE. He was a bad man. Put an X here. Why do you think he's a bad man? Because he married Queen Nefertiti. Yes. Not only that. And he wanted power. Yes. That brings me back to the patriarchy. A lot of men feel inferior to women in power in these positions. So if they can't control her, he really can't isolate her because he has no royal lineage. they end up becoming a Yolanda Salvador. Anyone who knows Yolanda Salvador, she's Selena's murderer, killer. She's screaming with envy, and she couldn't help herself. She's still getting ready to be shot. Literally, on night showing that she was on stage when she shot her. Imagine doing something that you love, and someone that you thought cared about you, so jealous of you, hiding it for so long, and I know she saw the signs. And one day they can't take it. That's what happened with SMENKHKAURE. The reason Queen Nefertiti gave this man attention is because she was going a lot for marriage. The one thing her husband promised her, no outside children, he went and did it. Even though she loved the boy and raised the boy, couldn't touch. That's her own. It still hurt because he made one promise to her. And out of all the things, he could not keep that promise. She knew about the bad nature. She knew about the concubines. She didn't care as long as they didn't have any more power than her and they didn't have any children with him. And he still had children with one of his bad natures. That broke her heart. And before he passed, she had a side piece. She looked around, that was our woman. He has all these women throwing themselves at her, at him. Why can I do that? Why am I not happy? And plus, certainly after that, he passed away. But one of the men that went hard for her to get her attention was SMENKHKAURE. And after Akhenaten died, they grew a deeper bond, which ultimately led to him becoming her concubine slash side piece slash marriage. And of course, being a male, he didn't care. She was going through a lot. She was a hurt woman, a scorned woman. Of course, he wanted a lot of power, but after a while, he became jealous of the power and authority she had in Kemet. A damn harness. So, you know what he did? Just like Yolanda Salvador did. He hid it for a long time until he couldn't hide it anymore. And this is why I always tell you guys, be careful having jealous, envious people around you. They could only put up a act for so long before that demon wants to destroy, kill, and conquer. You understand where I am now? Alright. He ruled Amarna 1 year after Nefertiti's disappearance. To this day, they never found her body, her bust, or any of her belongings. She just disappeared from Egypt. No one heard from her, no one saw her again. A lot of people didn't realize, well, King Tut and his wife did that she was murdered. She was kidnapped and killed by SMENKHKAURE. He was jealous of her power, and that's why after he killed her, discarded her body, he came back and was Pharaoh for 1 year. And it took 1 year for the citizens of Amarna and the royal family to piece together that he had something to do with her disappearance. You hear that? Like I said, they wanted her gone. It wasn't just him, he had help. Because of the hatred they had for her and Akhenaten. Plus, again, she was a woman. They didn't believe a woman could hold that much power. They didn't want a woman to hold that much authority. They described him in text as mysterious, and he was absolutely not born into royal lineage. After she passed on and she disappeared, he disclaimed the throne. At that time, King Tut was only 19 years old. He became Pharaoh when he was 10 years old. He was 9 when his mother, the one that raised him, Queen Nefertiti, disappeared. He ruled for 1 year after her disappearance. Before the royal court investigated her disappearance and realized it wasn't a disappearance, it was a murder. And they got rid of SMENKHKAURE completely. They removed him from Pharaoh. I think he was kicked out of the city. For some people, say he was killed. I'm not 100% sure. But his records were erased, his statues were gone, destroyed, and it's because they realized he had something to do with Queen Nefertiti's death and disappearance. And after he reigned for 1 year, the royal court decided at 10 years old, King Tut will be the new pharaoh. To this day, SMENKHKAURE has no documents, only a few, very few, not none, because how we talk about today. He only has a few documents. No, he has one statue, no references, and all the time, about 1 year, he was pharaoh. His tomb was never found. His tomb was never found because he never had one. His tomb was never found because he was murdered. It's the same way, but worse than what he did to Queen Nefertiti. And that brings me back to the point I made earlier. Karma is collective. What he put out, what he did, SMENKHKAURE did to Queen Nefertiti was done to him by the royal court. And what does this shape? The karmic cycle. And that's why, in spiritual terms, a lot of the toxic people that do toxic things are labeled karmic because they repeat the cycles over and over and over and over again until they realize that they messed up and where they messed up. It takes someone to experience the same pain they bestowed on someone else to realize, maybe I shouldn't have done that. And until that person feels the same pain that someone else felt, it's rare they will change their ways. It's rare they will see the error in their doings. Question. In this cycle, in this case of SMENKHKAURE, I don't call him a pharaoh because he was pharaoh for 90 years. He did all of this to become pharaoh and reign for a short period of time before he was murdered. Before the jig was up, before his lies was exposed, before they realized he's a psychotic, lying psychopath with no royal ties, who hurt someone that we all loved, even though we may not have agreed with them all times, to get into power that he should have never had in the first place. And that's what I like to call karma collection. There's nothing really we can learn here about SMENKHKAURE's reign. However, we can learn as a people to watch how we treat other people. But I feel like that's going to be a law already implemented inside the planet. It's disgusting that we have to discuss what and how we should treat other people when it should be already known. Don't do to others what you wouldn't like others to do to you. People are very oblivious to that fact. People try to pretend, play like, they deserve it. They make up excuses as to why people deserve the punishment they deserve. In reality, you're just a bad person. When in reality, you're just wrong. When in reality, you thought you could play God in that person's life. Y'all, the Salvador, I don't know. Let's see. Did she get out of here? You think she got out of here? Let's see if she got released. Yes, Yolanda Salvador has not been released to this day. She was denied parole by Texas Board of Pardons because what she did was disgusting. Yes, Yolanda Salvador was Selena, the popular Spanish singer. You know Selena? So make sure you heard. I her songs. Not Shakira, Selena. She's very famous, beautiful singer, beautiful woman. The world loves her. She will tour with a place people come. Oh, Selena Gomez. Not Selena Gomez. Selena Quintanilla. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman. Talented. She had a manager named Yolanda. The complete opposite of everything Selena was. And because she was jealous, envious, she couldn't contain her psychotic behaviors, she did something. She shot her at her show while she was performing on stage and killed her. And this is why I tell you about it. And I tell the chat too. Don't have anyone around you. They're dangerous. They will take your life. That's why as soon as I see somebody, I don't care if I don't even know you, I see you jealous of me in any shape, you have to know. You're a liability. You're dangerous. It's only but so long people can hide their jealousy. It's only so long people can hide their envy before they do something crazy and lash out. You understand? And this lady was getting good money. So Nina was booked and busy. She was her manager, which means she was getting a nice percentage of everything she made, right? You thought the money would make her satisfied. You think, okay, I'm getting cut. We're both eating good. You think that would satisfy them. It's not about money. It's about energy. It's about jealousy. And it's the difference between jealous and envious. You could be jealous, like, oh, you got a new car, I'm jealous. But eventually, jealousy turns into envy, and envy becomes obsession. And once you become envious, you don't think in your logical mind. You understand? So you do unlogical things. It becomes, I want to wear your skin. Can I hop in your body and eat you? Can I? And that's why when you get the signs that somebody's envious, jealous, hateful, you need to pack them up. Selena is the prime example, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize it and they touch over it. And yes, she was hate to this day, but Yolanda Selena is a perfect example. I'm pretty sure Selena saw her jealousy, but she didn't think she would take it to that place. You never know. And it's funny, you never know what's going on someone's mind. Let's SMENKHKAURE, including Nefertiti, be an example. You would think he's getting some ass. You should be grateful. You think he's living good. Sorry, sweetie. You think he's living good. You should be grateful. No, he wanted to be looked at as a king. He wanted to be looked at as a deity. He wanted to live in opulence and skin, but since he already passed on, he had to go for his wife to get to where he wanted to be. And he got there. That's the scary part. He got there. Now, did he stay for long? No. Because the karmic cycle must go on. And what you reap, you sow. The tale of SMENKHKAURE and Nefertiti is a cautionary tale. Men can be jealous of women. There's no gender exclusions on jealousy and envy. It starts as jealousy, becomes envy, grows into obsession until it becomes murder. You understand? That's why as soon as I get a whiff, I'm running from the hills. You ain't gonna catch me, bitch. Not on my watch. Anyways, this is a short lesson. What did you learn today, love? That I learned about the curve and that what you do, what happens back. So you have to be careful what you do to others. You have to think before what you do. Very good. You have to think before you act. Be careful. And when people show you who they are, the first time you have to believe them. If don't believe them, you give them an opportunity. many more confirmation. There's so many more examples than Nefertiti, SMENKHKAURE, and Selena and Yolanda. People cannot control. When what they can't control,